All right, so welcome back to Intuition to Income. This is Abby Gooch, and I am so happy you're here. And of course, one of my returning guests, soul friends. Just such an honor to always be able to introduce her. For those of you that do not know Anna Kowalska, she is just coming to us from amazing Colorado, and her vibes are just truly living what she teaches. She is prosperity in action, love in motion, and just such an incredible person. So thank you so much for showing up today, Anna. And if you want to just formally introduce yourself to the people that don't know you, please feel free.
Oh, thanks, Abby. I know. I feel like I'm like with my friend about to have an awesome conversation, and I'm so excited for everyone to be involved in it. So I'll just say that I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, I'm a trainer, I'm a healer, I'm a creator, all of those things. And I work with women, especially the women who know they are here for something very special, a unique purpose. And they know that whatever this purpose is, it's for the new earth, it's for the new experience we are creating on planet Earth for humanity, and they get to have a different relationship with their worth and value. And one of my favorite things to talk about is money. So, yeah, the relationship with worth and value of who we are, what we create, and how we get to have what we need, especially as the things change, the economy changes, what we exchange our time and energy for changes. So,
Yeah. So this woman has already been a millionaire. She's just very humble. And what I love about her is not only that, but she really does it from the inside out. So you're talking about worth, Anna, and really helping people tune into their own self-worth. I would love for you to expand on that because to me, when you're connected with your intuition, that sense of your worth is innate, right? It just
mhm.
so can you share a little more about that, your inner worth, to be able to create that external result?
Yeah, I mean, that's such a big conversation. So I'm going to trust that whatever is intuitively coming through is exactly what the audience needs to hear. So I went through it and I continue to work with it myself, my own journey, in knowing that nobody outside of me determines how much to pay me or what it is that I'm here to receive for what it is that I'm creating. And it's this journey of understanding that there is, and this is the way that it's coming through right now, there is a life force flowing through me, through every single one of us, the energy
Yeah.
that creates all life on planet Earth. And who knows, universe, right? And when it comes through me, it has a very unique vibration. And this vibration is my contribution to the world. And nobody but me is able to determine the value of it. So we live in a world where we can put price on certain things. We can put a price on shoes, on my lip gloss, like there is a market price. But even in like, my favorite lip gloss, even in like I just got it because I used up my last one. I had to wait for a new one to arrive. I just got it, so I'm very excited about it. And I'm willing to pay extra to get it faster because I love it.
Right.
See, this is the value of it for me. So we live in a world where we agreed that certain things have a certain value, but all of a sudden things are changing and we no longer are getting, we will no longer be getting paid per hour. We will no longer be getting paid for the pair of shoes we make or the pair or the gloss, lip gloss that we sell. It really, the world that we are creating is going to be increasingly more based on me knowing the value of the energy I put into everything.
Mm.
So no matter what it is that I do, my energy is the most valuable thing about it. When I follow my intuition and I do what I'm here to do and I do it to contribute and I do it with joy and I do it from a place of valuing what it is that's coming through me, then all of a sudden it increases what people are willing to pay for it.
Right.
So there are like two sides of it, but I'll just follow this one for the moment. So if I don't value myself, if I don't feel worthy, then I'm going to vibrate that through everything I do. And people, this is the saying, like if hard work is what created the money that we want, the income that we want, we would be living on planet of so many millionaires, right? And so many multimillionaires and billionaires because people know, most of us know how to work really hard.
Mm.
I know I'm speaking for you and me. We know how to work hard and we love it. Like I love
Yeah.
what I do,
Right.
you
Right.
know?
Right.
I
Right.
was just sharing with you, like I was on a weekend away and last minute I was called in to do what I do. And I'm like, no problem
Yeah.
because I love what I do. So but that's for me. Loving what I do is like a whole different layer of it. I still get to value it when I offer it in the world, connecting with the value of it that it's going to be for other people. But unless I know that I'm worthy, then I'm just going to accept what somebody gives me. Oh, that's all you can give me? No problem, I'll take it. Because first of all, I'm afraid that's all that's available to me. Like,
Mhm.
what if I can't even get that? But at least if I get that, I have something. Well, at least I have something.
Right.
And the origins of it are, even as I speak to it, our history is changing because we are learning so many things about what we've been told. So starts with how we were raised, what we were told as little children, what we observed as little children about worth and value, especially for women. And it's not like, I mean, the intuitives were used to get, thrown pennies, right? Intuitives. Oh, tell me my future. And you get whatever I give you, right? So it's like this kind of mentality. And it wasn't so long ago it worked like that. So not only is our history changing because we are realizing that we learned limitations from our parents and the environment when we were growing up, literally human history is changing. I don't know like how much you are into all the new discoveries that are being right now revealed to us about the origins of human beings or how long we've been on planet Earth. But we are living at a time where all of this is coming to surface, and we're going to learn a lot about where slavery came from, where devaluing somebody's worth came from, why women were not allowed to have income or possession, why certain careers and certain professions are valued more than others. All of that will be revealed to us at the point of its creation. So we can start then creating something completely different. I mean, it's so ridiculous that teachers get paid so little and they have such obligation to raise the future president and doctors. But they get paid so little. It makes no sense in the world we live in, right? It makes no sense that celebrities get paid millions, billions. Yes, they impact a lot of people, but they actually are just mind numbing us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are reversing all of that. So anybody who is like, that's crazy, yeah, we are reversing all of it. But it's going to be up to us to first own the worth of from within. Like
Right.
what is my own worth that I am truly going to allow myself to begin to accept?
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask you. Is like, how can people feel their own worth within them right now in this moment?
Yeah. Take a deep breath in.
Mhm.
If you had no worth and no value, you wouldn't even be here breathing this air. Because even though it's something that's given, even though it's something that's seemingly free, air, nothing in this universe is an accident. That means even the air we breathe in is allotted. Now it's a closed system, so will one run out of it unless it's taken away by some kind of a force. But if we are breathing, that means there was some value to this vessel existing to take up the air that's it, which there is no more air. Its closed system means there is no more, no less. It is what it is. But every single creature alive that breathes has its purpose.
Hmm. That's cool.
Isn't
That's
it cool?
It's so cool. And then I'm like, so to me, you use the word contribution, I think, too. So you have this purpose, and then what's your contribution? So as you lean into your intuition, I feel like it will tell you what your contribution is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So starting with, well, I'm going to first accept that if I'm breathing this air, which is seemingly free, seemingly because it isn't, nothing is free. It may be free in a certain sense of a human experience where you don't have to pay for it, but in a way, we do pay for it with our contribution. And I know there are people on planet Earth who seemingly don't contribute, like people who are perhaps, disabled or, being supported by others on planet Earth. But every single being has some kind of a level of contribution. So those who have nothing physically are the ones who seemingly contribute the least. Those who have a lot seemingly contribute the most.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because our contribution, now, if we begin to live that way, if we truly begin to own it, the level of my contribution is equal, the evidence of it is equal to what I have in my bank account, in the resources available to me. I don't just mean money, but resources available to me. I don't maybe I don't have a lot of money because I haven't learned how to do it yet, but I may have access to people who can support me in certain ways. I created a network that if I overcome my limitations, all I have to do is ask. People run to give me money. I see this happen all the time, right? Somebody gets sick or something happens and they're like, hey, contribute. And people are running. This just happened a couple of weeks ago. I'm one of the communities that I'm involved in, somebody had something terrible happen. And within 24 hours, there were like over $100,000 raised by everyday people for this family whose breadwinner got into an accident.
Oh, wow.
And all of a sudden the community came together, like people were donating tens and thousands of dollars
Mhm,
because they're like, oh, you're part of our community, we're going to support you.
mhm, mhm.
None of it could happen without this person knowing that they're worth and worthy of that kind of support. So contribution, I know I'm going in so many different ways. And the reason why it's coming through me this way is because things are changing so quickly. I don't even speak to what was yesterday, but many of us are still living in that cycle, um, in that reality where you do something and you get paid for it, right? And the reality is changing so very quickly that even as I speak, the words don't want to come out that way because I want to begin to prepare people for what's coming, what we're creating. Always, we are here to contribute.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's why the air isn't free.
Yeah.
It's an exchange for us willing to be a contribution.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, and I would say whether you're disabled or, those other different situations, you still bring as much value. You still
Yep.
have the same worth. It's a different energy exchange, but it's
Yep.
equal. So
Yep.
just to really lean into that, like you're enough right now, that energy that you're exuding is so deeply valuable. So it's how it interacts with other people and creates a greater contribution. So, I mean, my thought is like, listen to what your heart and your gut say as to how can I contribute? How can I serve? Because
Yeah.
that is going to be what you send out, right? And then you'll be able to help people, and that feels like $1 million,
Yeah.
right? That sense of fulfillment. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just speaking to that, I think
Yeah,
it
absolutely. And
helps,
then
you know. Yeah.
yeah, so we're creating a whole new experience on planet Earth where, like I said, like we won't be getting paid for things we make, robots will do it. What
Mhm.
we'll be getting paid for is a much different kind of contribution.
Like
And
ideas
that's
and energy. Yeah.
yes, to absolutely, Abby, like in connected to our intuition, allowing ourselves to know what is my unique contribution at this time. Idea, energy, healing,
Mhm.
coaching, guiding,
Right. Yeah.
connecting.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
People will be paid to connect other people to that are here to co-create together and not by accident. And people will be getting paid for making those connections.
Hmm.
How
Yeah.
crazy is that in a most beautiful way?
Well, it's like open to your intuitive intelligence because that is where the ideas are going to come from. So I remember when I was 19, I first started this, like I had left my scholarship, right? And I was telling a friend, I'm like, yeah, or she said, I think she said, yeah, you don't need a degree, Abby, because you already know everything. And we all do. We're
Yeah.
actually infinitely connected. So when you channel that infinite intelligence within you by connecting with your intuition, that next idea could be what makes you $1 million. And that's exactly what you're saying. Our world is headed into that place of
Yeah.
ideas being generated through you
Mhm.
and then giving that to other people, right? Serving people with
Mhm.
that idea. So I
Yeah.
think it's really important to trust yourself and develop your intuition even more, right? Because that is going to be the way you are going to become the next millionaire.
Yeah, absolutely. Trusting our intuition and taking steps. That what we're creating won't have a linear, will not have a linear future. It will not be a linear progression where you create something and then you go through steps of growing it and da.
Right. It's kind of
It's
more instant because I'm thinking like the idea, actually, the definition of intuition is beyond intellectual understanding. It's not logical. So it
mhm.
sounds like our financial system is going to be mirroring that, right? Like where you're just tuned in, you have that knowing, and it's like, wow, you just made a bunch of money and you didn't really know how, or you didn't do the step by step. It just happened, right?
Yeah,
Because you were
yeah,
aligned, you were tuned in, and you took action on
yeah, yeah.
it.
And if you don't need millions, you won't get millions because that's not what you need. It will
Right.
no longer be we
Yeah.
will no longer live in an environment where it's like, well, I want to just have it. no, if you appreciate having beautiful things and luxury and your soul really thrives on it, then you will have that. And that's what will come to you so you can have it. For people who live in the and we are all healing from it. So I'll speak to that in a moment too. But for people who are so committed that they want to live on base to nothing, or like, how much less can I live on? And the minimalist, but not because they appreciate being a minimalist, but because they don't see how they can have any more.
Mhm.
All then, all of that will be reflected. Again, those who are like, you know what, I appreciate beautiful things. You will have what you need to get beautiful things, to buy beautiful things.
Yeah. Or
If you
attract
don't,
them. I mean, I've created so much beauty in my life through energy, like not even always paying for it. So that's what
yeah,
I just want people to understand, the energy vibration of you knowing your worth can actually attract in what it is you want, whether it's
yeah,
beautiful things or, your partner, whatever it's you're creating. It's just to really get that it starts in energy, I think is really powerful because you can shift your energy to then what the show is about, create wealth from the inside out, right? Like
yeah.
literally are becoming the energy by shifting your beliefs into positive ones, connecting with your intuition and taking action where it's like, oh
Mhm.
my God, I have this beautiful house because I knew I could have it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then taking risk with it, like you said, taking action, taking risks. Like, it will not be logical why you should take certain action steps, but your intuition will tell you, right?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
feel it. Yeah, I've been guided that way my whole life. And there was something else dropping in. Can you write down every intuitive insight you're getting, every like intuitive genius, right? Because it's like I always tell my students that because you'll use it somewhere later, right? But write it down because it grounds it. Because I think
Mhm.
sometimes it can come through and then you forget about it. So it's like I'll literally be on the beach and be like, "Oh my God, I love this idea!" Like put it in my phone and then come back and bring it to the computer, right? So it's kind of like just know that you're being given exactly what you need. And I also love that you said, maybe it's not $1 million, right? You may not need all of that, but I can
Yeah.
guarantee you, you will always have what you need when you follow your intuition. Just
Yeah.
from my own experience and working with a lot of people, like you're going to be provided for. So just trust and move from if you are in fear to love. And the first way you can do that is go to your heart, which will get you into a neutral space of unconditional love. And then your gut, which will be that inner compass of like, here's my yes, here's my no, go this way or that way. Right. And I know these are simple things, but they are so profound. Yeah.
Yeah, things that we can do every single day. It doesn't have to take a whole 5 years, of planning and implementing. It's because that's what we work on, right? Like, what's your 5 year plan? Like, that's the old way that we used to create life. Where we are and where we're moving into, it's very much in an instant. It's very much in this moment. What are you creating with your heart, with your mind? What are you creating in this moment?
Yeah, totally, 100%. So I know you have amazing just programs and services, and we talked about just letting people know about an activation process you have for people where they can really embody this and take that action. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I've had a journey with money, my whole entire life, but consciously for the last, I don't know, 20 years at least, that I've been consciously working with what does it look like to be somebody who has a different relationship with resources, but specifically money. So the reason why I love talking about money, I just want to speak to it for a moment, whether it's money, cryptocurrency, or gold, whatever it is it's going to look like, the idea of exchange isn't going away. So whether it's I get something like if I want vacation, do I have to pay for it? No, maybe somebody offers it to me, but there is always an idea of exchange, right? So the idea of exchange is not going away, no matter what the medium of exchange will look like, right? So right now on planet Earth, the exchange is money, right? Like in the United States, it's dollar, which everybody's saying is going to collapse any minute. And who knows if it will or not, it doesn't matter. Like, imagine being
Yeah.
somebody who is like not attached to what it looks like because you're so connected energetically
Right.
to I am the one who can exchange my energy for whatever it is that I need. And I trust it. I trust myself and I trust my intuitive knowing. And I trust the worth and the value of my contribution. So as I was in the journey, I grew up in a communist country, which is very tangible, very, very tangible kind of a lifestyle where there was no credit cards, loans didn't exist.
Hmm.
I mean, all the way to you either have it in your hand and you can use it to buy
Yeah.
or you don't,
Mhm.
period. So going all the way to from that to now understanding that it's actually I am the center of it all. I am the bank of the energy and the value that I assign to this energy. I am the one. There is nobody else. Everybody else is collaborating in it with me. So in my journey, I learned that it has to start with me, and it's not just like one time thing. It is a game that I constantly play. If I ever forget to reconnect with my worth and value and the value of my intuition, I see it immediately in my resources, my access to resources. So in my journey, I learned that one, connecting to the fact that I am worthy just by the nature of having been born. Again, I don't believe that anything is alive on this planet Earth that uses the air that doesn't have some kind of a value, period. From that place, we are born worthy. That's it. So I created this born worthy activation. And then I started to play with, well, if that's the case, then if that's the case, and I don't necessarily believe in formal education, just like you, like I don't believe in formal education. Unless I'm going to be a doctor, I prefer to go to a doctor who's learned something about human body and how to cut it if I need it. But
Right.
other than that, like there are very, very few, and there are trades, like I think trades will be very valuable in the future because not too many people know how to fix things. So that I think they'll be very valuable. So, and even though robots will take over a lot of it, like humans have to program the robots.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and then robots will program themselves, but it has to start somewhere. And we are still going to be like trades will be useful. So anyway, if all of that is not something that I'm made for, then what is it? And I started to access the inner gold mine. I call it the inner gold mine. What is the vault of gifts and resources within me that I haven't acknowledged? And those are ways of being, the ways that I move through the world that has me be a unique creator, unique from other people. Those are the very unique gifts that like is a gold mine, literally. And when I tap into, I increase my sense of worth. Thus, anything I exchange is of a bigger value. So I created this like 10-step process that I take people through because it made a difference for me. When I began to appreciate simple things like intuitive knowing,
Yeah.
simple things like the way I look at life that I know can bring value to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
So, yeah, so that's the inner gold mine.
So cool. So how
Yeah.
can people get access to this? Like how can they, study with you and learn this?
Are you talking about the bundle that I created for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He
So
opened a special gift for us, guys.
I did. I opened this special gift that's called Prosperity Shift, and it has a series of activations, ones I mentioned and few more, that was my journey in connecting with how to receive, because it is intuition to income, right? How do I create using my intuition? So I've used certain tools that supported me in opening up to do that. And doesn't mean that money just flows from the sky because I don't believe in that. I've tried it. I've shared on your shows before. Like I've tried so many different things, like bathing in parsley and things like that. Like,
Never heard that one until today. That's funny.
oh, I didn't share this with you. Oh yeah, that was a good one. I bathed in parsley for 7 days, and it was like certain amount of time each day while saying certain things, and then I clogged my bathtub because parsley, like I caught as much as I could. Like you literally take parsley and you break it up into the bath, and then you bathe in it. And it was supposed to be like an ancient Excuse me, that was a sneeze. There was supposed to be like an ancient activation. And I'm not saying that it's not valuable, maybe it works for other people, but it didn't work for me. So that was one of the things, like crazy things that I did. So I think all those things work to a degree, but none of it worked until I finally started to activate it within myself. And then everything I do, like right now, I don't have it handy, although I wish I did. I have a cup that has activations and affirmations about who I am and my worth and value. And I like to drink from it. It's in the kitchen because I just finished my drink and
Yeah.
it's dirty in the kitchen. But I put because there is now science that says that your water absorbs the quality of the energy that you speak to, or that absorbs the energy around it. So you can leave a cup of water overnight at nightstand, play activation like music or like the guided meditation that I'll be sharing with you. Like one of them is permission to receive. Set a cup of water and play the activation to the water and then drink it. and you are absorbing the vibration of that activation, like things like that. But unless I believe that I'm worthy, none of it would work.
Mm.
So I created this bundle that's called Prosperity, the Prosperity Shift, the Prosperity Shift, a shift in my perception of prosperity. And it's a special thing that I opened just for you, Abby. When you
Thank
emailed me, like, you gotta do this, I'm like, sure.
Of course.
So yeah, so the bundle normally is $1,277 because of everything that's in it. It's like crazy, crazy good. All on its own created tremendous shifts for my clients. And when I put it together, it's like, it's amazing. And it just causes instant shifts for people in how they perceive themselves. So it's not like a magic where something appears out of nowhere, but it's more about you shift who you are, you raise your vibration, opportunities show up, and people offer to pay you for things
I
or
love
offer you things for free. I know. So it's 1227, but for like I told you, for this special show because I love being in a conversation with you and I just love collaborating with you. We're going to make it 227 until so $200 27, which is like $1,000 off until April 20th. So whenever you are listening to it, until April 20th, it's that. And after that, it's gonna go up to 997. It's gonna be up for as long as it's up. Again, we are reactivating it because it was put to sleep. We are reactivating it just for the income to intuition to
intuition to
income.
income. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you so much, Anna. And we'll have the description with the link everybody can click on at the bottom of this video. And thank you for that generous offer. I know it's kind of a soul friend connection to bring all this beautiful prosperity to people. And it's just funny as you were talking, I had this image of on my site, I have the NLP thing, and it's basically a picture of a cat that's looking into a mirror and he sees himself as a lion. And the whole idea is it's how you see yourself,
Yeah.
right? And so
Mhm.
when you see yourself differently, when you see yourself as worthy, as you see yourself as prosperous and the love that you are, I can promise you, your world will reflect that.
Yes.
So that's what I
Yeah.
love about what you just said. I was like, oh my God, like she's totally, of course, teaching similar stuff because it just works. Like truth is truth, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, absolutely. We live in an energetic, like you said, we live in an energy-based universe and everything is energy, which we say it, but are we really truly connecting to what it means? Like sometimes I sit down and I'm like, wow, everything that's around me is in a constant state of movement. And it's because I focus on it as a lip gloss. Let's go back celebrating my lip gloss because I focus my energy. But why? Because it's been a pattern for so long. Like I was taught when it looks like this, it's a lip gloss. When it does this thing where, it puts shine on my lips, it's a lip gloss. I was taught that.
Mhm.
So as long as I see it this way, it's always gonna be lip gloss. Someday I can change my pattern and it will no longer be lip gloss. It's the same way with income, with receiving what we need. When we begin to clear out the patterns, the energy shifts and it's something new appears. We each have so much opportunity around us, especially I know people who are listening to this series because that's who we attract, right? That's who you attract, that's who you guys attract. We know at some level that we live in a world that is energy vibrating to a certain frequency. And like we know it, but it's when we truly begin to live it that way, which
Mhm.
takes a lot of trust,
Yeah. Yeah.
things can begin to show up differently. And then we have to practice it over and over again.
Mhm. Of course. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what are the next steps you can maybe share with people to follow their intuition and create more income in their life? Is there any, like, I don't know, like three next steps, like do X, Y, and Z, and it's going to show up?
Yeah.
And then I know you got to jump off soon. So,
So
listen in, everybody. It's going to be valuable, whatever
I
she's.
know. Let me make a disclosure when I say this first, because this is how I speak to it now. I don't think there is a one fits all formula because I truly, the more I work with this, the more I realize everybody actually has their own formula. And that's the unique thing about human beings. For like, I could take step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it works. And even it may work today, it may not work tomorrow,
Mhm.
which is why it takes such tremendous trust.
Mhm.
But what I do know is that something will work. So I'll tell you, I'll give you a formula. You're going to play with it. And if it doesn't work, you're not going to say, oh, it doesn't work. What you're going to say is, what about it do I get to make my own? This is where intuition comes in.
Love that.
Yeah. So simple ways. If you have some way where money comes in right now, let's say you have a business or you have a job, it doesn't matter. Ask yourself right now, how much can I contribute more of me in that right now? So not asking from what do I need, but how much more can I contribute to that of me right now?
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
doesn't mean doing more. It literally is energetic contribution, and very often is appreciating what you're doing. The
Mhm.
more you appreciate it, the more it appreciates,
Yeah. Totally.
right? So step number one is how much more can I be of a contribution to that thing that I'm doing? You hate your job, great. You are in a great spot because you like when you hate something, it's a tiny little shift that's going to make a huge difference. Because hate is like, even if you don't like your job, you're still in a good place. Like how fun is that? You're in a good place because a small shift can make a really huge difference. It's like it's a big lever. When we do this work for a long time, our levers change,
Yeah.
so it's like tiny tweaks and
Yeah.
it's very unsatisfying.
Yeah.
But when you don't like something, I'm not telling you quit it. Actually, stay where you are and ask yourself, how much more can I contribute to it? So
Mhm.
then, how much more can I appreciate it? How
Mhm.
much bigger can I show up in it? Okay, step number one. When you are in that space, step number two, you're going to get some insight. For example, go and say thank you to your boss. Why? I hate my boss. Go and say thank you. Thank you for offering me this job. Thank you for every single day being somebody who I come and work with. If you have a business, that's super easy. How much more can I contribute to the people I'm here to serve? Even if you're like, I don't know who it is and I don't like my clients. I know nobody says that, but let's say you do. Great. How much more can I contribute right now? From that moment, you will get an insight. Send that email, text that person, write that card, whatever it is, take that action. Take the action, whatever it is, no matter how small, and trust that. And you have to come from a place of not I'm doing it to get something,
Right.
but I'm doing it to cause a shift in vibration.
Right.
I am a vibration of appreciation in this moment. When I take this action, I'm taking it from a place of contribution and appreciating what I already in this moment can contribute to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
the
great.
vibration. I know.
I love
Step
it.
number three, receive it. Receive it on the other hand, on the other side. What does it look like? When it comes back to you, it's going to come like an invitation. First, you're going to say, I don't have the time. Well, guess what? You just said no to an opportunity that might have been an open door to creating something where you would receive through somebody. You have an invitation to come to a party or come to speak or come to contribute in some way, and you're like, I don't have the time. But what if you go and you meet somebody and they say, how can I work with you?
Yeah.
So we usually expect the money to just show up at the bank, in the bank, like give me the money in the bank. Could it happen? Yes, and it does, but that's not reliable. What's reliable is me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So third step, how can I authentically in that moment say yes to whatever's showing up? Not saying, well, that's not really manifesting because I have to do something for it. No, it's absolutely manifesting. Something you were invited to do something, to be a part of something, and if it feels to trust your intuition, and don't not even the feeling, but really the intuition, because your feeling is not going to tell you the truth. You may not want to do it because it's scary or whatever, right?
Right. 100%. Go to your
Right?
note. Yeah.
Yes, go to your knowing and then go and see what happens and trust that you are receiving when you say yes to it. So it's a three-step solution, which by the way, like looking at the prosperity shift, it fits perfectly in prosperity shift, like exactly what I line
Course.
up in prosperity shift. I know.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do right now. And it doesn't have to be this big, planned out, choreographed process. This could be a 5 minute be in contribution, be in appreciation, send a text message, make a phone call, say thank you, immediately take action that you are intuitively, because your intuition will tell you immediately what action to take. And then whatever comes as a result of it, immediately, directly, indirectly, don't question it, just take the action to
Yeah.
receive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%. Like, thank you so much for sharing all of that. And just simply put, take action on your intuition. Like,
Yeah,
that's it. Like, I mean, that's
that's
just, if you want to remember one thing, it's like, take action on your intuition, trust it.
mhm. Yeah,
But everything that you said is so perfect and spot on in those steps. I love it. I just want it to be so easy that, like, if you feel a moment of like fear or panic, I'm just going to trust my intuition. I'm just going
yeah,
to trust my knowing and I'm going to move with it. I'll find out why later, you know? Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we don't have to know why. And the world we're creating right now, where the whole planet Earth is shifting into a new vibration, new frequency, new expression, and we shift with it if we choose to. In that space, there is no future planning. There literally is no future planning. The future planning will look like how do we create enough resources as far as like farming and things like that because we get to eat? How do we think long term about the safety and the environment? But it's not going to be how much money do I save for tomorrow? It's not going to be like that. So that system that I just shared, yeah, it's going to be very much like what do I need right now? How do I contribute? And how do I then take action and receive what I need? Period.
Yeah, I love that. So my
Mhm.
last question, I know you probably got to go soon, is
So good.
how have you found that you following your intuition creates more service in the world? So basically you serve people by following your intuition. So
Yeah.
how have you seen that?
So first, I call people that I serve, I call them divine appointments. But I call anybody I contribute with. Like this right now is a divine appointment. It was
Agreed.
orchestrated before we even thought about it. We just responded to our intuitive knowing.
Yep. And it was so instant, right? And that is what we were saying. Intuition to income is that action piece. Cause I'm like, hey Anna, I love you. You want to be on again? Instantly,
Yep.
yeah. Right. Like not even thinking about it. So it
Never
is
mind the details. Like, yeah, okay, we're gonna figure out. We're still figuring out pieces, and it's
right.
perfect. Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
I love that. I just love those words, divine appointment. I mean, yeah, I 100% agree with you.
Hmm.
Just love
Yeah.
it. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with the audience today before we log off?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Anchoring in the value you were here to represent for the divine. So if you subscribe to the divine, God, universe, source, in this moment, allow yourself to receive, then knowing that the divine God, source, universe has a special assignment for you. You, the human you, gets to create what it looks like. But you are here to be well provided for and resourced for the job you came here to do. And all you have to do is believe it, breathe it in, exhale the knowing because now it sends it out into the universe and allow yourself to receive it.
Wow. So beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much. I just love you
Thanks,
and love you.
Abby.
I think you're such an amazing person. And yeah, we'll drop that link at the bottom of
Mhm.
this video so everybody can see that. And yeah, see you on the next episode, everyone.
Yes.
Take care. Bye.